This is Bryce Van Patten with Metal Express Radio Backstage, and today my guests are members of Death Dealer, Ross the Boss, formerly of Manowar, still with Ross the Boss, lots of other projects, and we have vocalist Sean Peck, also of the Three Tremors. How are you guys doing today?
We're good.
Great, man. It's in the morning here in sunny San Diego, California, and I haven't even had coffee yet. But when it comes to metal is my coffee. So I'm ready to go, man. I'm sharp as a tack. Let's do it.
So the band Death Dealer has just released, or they're about to any day here, their third album, Conquered Lands, on Steel Cartel Records. Can you tell us a little bit about the process of putting together the new album?
This album is actually, we had this album kind of like 80% done like 4 years ago. I just saw a Facebook post, I think it was 2 days ago, where it said, where you look at your memories. And I was talking about how I just finished recording the Sorcerer Supreme song. That was 4 years ago. So we had this album, like I said, 80% done for a while. And then, Ross got super busy with, the really successful Ross the Boss band. I was doing the Three Tremors and Dennis Sherman and Cage, and Stu got busy on his Night Legion band. So it kind of, got pushed aside for a while. And then we finally found some time, and said, hey, let's, it's a good time. Let's crank Death Dealer back up. And we all got together and you wrote a few more songs and finished it. And then in that time period, Mike LaPond also joined the band. And so he was able to go in and like track all these incredible bass tracks. So the waiting is, I'm all about high productivity and putting out a ton of stuff and keep writing and stuff. But for Death Dealers, it's kind of cool because we've waited this period of time and we've been gone. And now the hype train is really, people are really excited that we're back. And this is a really cool album.
Yeah, there's no doubt that we all had a lot of time to spend on this record. The final product bears it out.
Having such an all-star lineup, are there ever times when anybody butts heads during the creative process?
Absolutely. Me and Ross are fighting all the time. I mean, expletive, back and forth. We've each quit like every week. Either me or Ross quits. Like, rock band, I'm out.
Yeah,
and then he'll go, Sean's in the band, I'm out. And then, we hug it out. And usually that's arguing over like one note in a solo.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Playing cabin deathmatch.
Awesome.
Now, there's times like where usually, Ross and his sage advice, man, he'll always come up with something that, we didn't see or notice. And we're just like, oh yeah, man, that's a great idea. And we'll change stuff or, he'll add some magic sauce to it. But there are some times where Stu and I argue over a part, and we have like a credit system. Whoever got their way the last time, the other guy calls in there, like I get my way on this part credit. So we have organized a governmental system to settle musical disputes, which is funny. A lot of it, sometimes I'll send him a vocal and he'll line it in a different way than I intended to sing it. And then all of a sudden he starts hearing it that way. And I'm like, dude, that's totally in the wrong spot. And then we end up leaving it there because that's how he likes it and hears it. But that's the only time. It's usually, we all usually agree musically on the stuff. And that's really cool.
I think what it is a mutual respect for everyone. I like most of the time it's Stu and Sean that write the bulk of the songs. And it's a very personal thing. And I can just, throw in my opinion and add something to it. And if it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's not. I'm a guy that likes to be told. Likes to know if it's going to work or it's not going to work. I don't care. I've made so many records that it doesn't bother me. I've done so many solos. I couldn't care less. If it's the right solo, it's the right solo. And I take Stu's opinion on guitar very seriously as a guitar partner. And Sean, Sean hears something great, says it's great. I mean, and if it's not, he goes, do it again. And then I say, no problem, fine.
Yeah.
You know, I have no problem with what, you know, so I think that's what makes the band work, is that we can self-criticize, we can criticize each other without getting our little snowflake feeling hurt.
Yeah, you guys are way past like needing pats on the back from each other for what you're doing. It's either good or it's not, and you're counting on each other to step up and say that one isn't working.
That's right. You know, I walk
excellent.
away from it, and it's complete shit. I got to do it again.
So tell us how the addition of Mike LaPond to the lineup has been and what he brings to the table.
Bryce, why don't you talk on that one?
Yeah, I mean, you know, Mike, I've been working with Mike for 4 years, almost 3 years already, you know, and 5 years almost already. And he is the ultimate professional. He is one of the, I mean, I personally think he's in the top 5 bass players ever in the world. I mean, I rank him up so high with Entwistle, Jack Bruce, Jaco Pastorius, Iron Maiden, Steve Harris, Billy Sheehan. I mean, he's right in that neighborhood of bass players. I mean, as well as he's great, a brilliant arranger, songwriter. I mean, this guy is constantly playing, constantly working. You know, I've seen it on a day-to-day basis on tour. And then when he had the opportunity to join Death Dealer, and I said, this is just it's just an unbelievable thing, because to have as well as Steve Boley in drums. I mean, I have you know, we have a great rhythm section in Death Dealer, and it's just it's a pleasure. I mean, it really is.
Ross stole the Death Dealer drummers.
That's right.
Yes,
I stole him. That's right.
And then we stole his bass player. So there's some reverse band member stealing going on right now.
Yeah. But in
nice.
the end, it all helps Death Dealer, because when we finally hit the stage, it's going to be like, I don't know, it's just going to be unbelievably great.
What are your plans for possible live shows and supporting tour for the album? I know it's hard to say the way everything is. But what are you thinking so far?
We have a festival in England we're supposed to do in March, but I don't know if that's going to happen still. No one, it seems like, in the too soon category. We have not gotten word like that's canceled yet. So it was cool that, you know, we've already gotten lots of offers when the word got out, you know, that Death Dealer was going to be back. Just like everybody else, we're just kind of waiting to see when and what, but we're definitely going to be out there touring. We've already, you know, have booking agents that are ready to push the button whenever we're ready. So we're like everybody else, just kind of playing it by ear. In the meantime, we're still writing and recording music while we're waiting for all this.
I would say that Death Dealer, I mean, the possibility of joining a tour next year is right there. I mean, there'll be plenty of shows. There's so much angst going on in the business now. Like the Ross the Boss Band had a tour in November, December. That was our second tour, and it's going to be the second tour to be canceled. You know, we had April, we had November, so no one knows anything. I think next year is going to be the bellwether of things to happen. If the vaccines are trustworthy and working, and people feel secure, and the promoters feel secure, and you can fill buildings, you know, because you can't have 50% capacity. There's no profit, you know, in that, you know. So you can't.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work, and you can't give the artists even less than we're getting.
I think psychologically, once there's a vaccine, psychologically everything's going to shift. People will just be like, "Oh, well, there's a vaccine, so yeah, let's go get something to eat, or let's go to the show." Yeah,
I mean, there's the pent up demand for metalheads and music lovers is obviously there. I mean, I get bombarded every single day. I mean, people are just chomping it. People they just want live music back. And I live in New York City, and I think a lot of the venues won't be able to make it. I mean, I know a lot of closed, but this is too much time for them to survive without income. So, you know, I think the venue thing will be changing, because I think a lot of venues will open. New venues will open. You know, this whole year it's just been a whole, like, it's a shit show.
that kind of leads into my other question, which was how has the COVID crisis affected like the way the band creates music? Has that had an impact on you guys too?
So it has affected us, and it's affected us by, okay, so Conquered Lands is our third record that comes out November 13th worldwide. We've already finished the fourth Death Dealer record, completely done. We're almost done with the fifth Death Dealer record. That's how it's affected Death Dealer. We have so much killer material, and I can guarantee you we'll be heading straight into the sixth Death Dealer record, and I'm sure that'll be done by frickin' April or May of next year or something. So that's how it's affected us, man. We have been doing nothing but just recording just insane metal tracks, and it's been fun. I've had, personally through this whole thing, I mean, I'm super creative, so like every night I'm either working on music or working on these other projects that I have. So the downtime for me has been great. I pity the other people that have no creativity and all they have every night is just to turn on Netflix and see if they can find something to watch. But like, I have my Netflix watching has been such a minimum because I've just been spending like every day and every night creatively. And you're going to see from me, I'm going to have at least 3, maybe 4 album releases next year.
Sean's imagination it's really pretty. I've never seen anything like that. I mean, I've never seen anything like him. He's just constantly. He doesn't stop. It's like a factory of ideas and different melodies and ideas and marketing. It goes to show how great this album will be marketed. Talking about our marketing, we are supporters of the physical medium, of course, and there's only going to be 3 songs that are going to stream. The rest we have to, everyone's going to have to buy it, and we're going to have different packages, pre-order packs are loaded with all sorts of different stuff. And Sean thought of so many great things for the band, and if he thinks it, he does it. And stuff is selling really quickly, and it's being ordered. And the fans are very, very excited. And also, I would have to say that this artwork is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, the album looks great. The art looks fantastic, as always.
Yeah, we're taking a stand on this, the streaming platforms. Everybody talks a good game, and they're like, "Man, this isn't fair," and all this stuff. We're actually doing something about it. So we put like Russ said, we put a lot of time and money into making our product look incredible. But the Digipack is a 16-panel booklet. Every panel has custom artwork. It's like the best looking, booklet money can buy. So the product itself is incredible looking, but we're only, like he said, there's a music video coming out and 1 more lyric video. And then we've already released Sorcerer Supreme. Those 3 songs are the only songs that are going to be on Spotify. Those are the only 3 songs that are going to be on Apple Music or, YouTube Premium. So people that want to hear this Death Dealer album are going to have to find a way to purchase it and support the band. And so far, the support has been there, man. People have pre-ordered the hell out of it at deathdealermetal.com. But we're, like you said, we're priding ourselves as the Steel Cartel, the kings of the physical medium. So heavy metal is like a nice pair of tits. It's way better when you hold it in your hands versus looking at it on the internet.
That's right. And Bryce, I got another interesting fact for you about that.
Okay. All right, Ross.
Okay. Our beginnings, the first thing we ever did was went straight into an arena tour. It was the Metal All-Star Tour. And what year was that, Sean?
I think 2014.
Right. So I was a Metal All-Star. I had the honor of being a Metal All-Star myself, along with Wild and Joey Belladonna and a lot of other people. So with under Sean's expertise, we were able to. Death Dealer was the opening act for the Metal All-Star Tour. So I found myself opening up for myself, and yeah, and it was like unbelievable. It was like, and then we went straight into this arena thing with these packed Eastern European arenas,
Russia.
and we went right into the fire. and Death Dealer they went crazy for the band. I mean, I never saw a reaction like that. I mean, we just went on stage. No one knew us no one knew anything, and we just went on stage, and it was so successful. So right then and there, I knew that this band had a future. No matter what it took, we were going to see it through. I was going to see it through, and I think it's going to pay. I think it's definitely paid off, and I think it's going to pay off much bigger in the future when the whole industry gets back. Because this industry needs true bands with soul, and we have soul, and we play from the heart, and I think that's what separates us from a lot of other bands.
That first Bulgaria show, so it's like the sports arena in Bulgaria. It's like
Right.
6,000 or 7,000, whatever.
Yeah.
And we didn't even have any rehearsal. We had me, the bass player, and the drummer had gotten together, but we just met Ross and Stu out in Bulgaria. I'm like, hey, dude, we're playing the arena tonight. First show, no rehearsal, and just destroyed it. And so it just got better from there. And we're like, hey, man, they like this. We were just, going through a lot of the live footage from that for one of the music videos we got coming out. And, reminiscing, seeing those crowds and remembering that time. It was incredible. It's like they treated us like we were the Beatles or something. So yeah, Ross and I are looking at each other going, holy shit, man, this is going over great. And it's kind of, it's got elements of thrash, classic, epic, speed metal, classic heavy metal. And it's got the heavy metal soul, but it doesn't sound like it's from 1982, man. It sounds like it's, recorded and conceived in the year 2020. So
I wanted to ask you guys, so talking about, your shows over in Europe, what do you think of like the European metal crowds versus what's happening in the US?
I'll go first.
And just be honest. Just be honest. It's okay.
From a club level, I think it's just as good in the US as it is in Europe on the club level. I mean, Europe has a better, festival infrastructure and a better metal infrastructure as far as you can find metal bars in every town that aren't even live music, just metal bars. And then, they still have a good number of heavy metal magazines. We're advertising a half-page ad in 9 of the biggest metal magazines in Europe. Something that never gets done. But as far as the club, when I tour the clubs in the U.S., it's just as good as Europe. Ross?
Ross the Boss Band, we just did 26 U.S. shows in February, and they were really, really a lot better than I thought they were going to be, and there was a crowd. I mean, every show was very good, and just like the Europeans are, I would say, I mean, the metal thing in Europe is just, I mean, it's like written in stone. The crowd is, the festivals are insane in Europe. I mean, you got to admit that. When Europe switches from clubs to festivals in the spring, late spring, I mean, everyone from all Europe starts going to festivals. I mean, it's part of their year. It's part of their plans every year.
Yeah.
Wacken, it's at their checklist. Wacken, Hellfest, Barcelona Rock Fest,
Sweden Rock.
Sweden Rock, and so it's a great culture. It's a great culture, and there is much joy to be had from both sides of the Atlantic, and as I said, that I think that the band is going to garner a huge following. The more we play, the more we're out there. I've done it, so I mean, it's just gonna. It's going to happen, when you win, and plus we're with people that we like to be with,
That makes all the difference.
Yeah, I've been in bands with people I don't like, so I mean, and it's not very pleasant after a while, I mean, I can't be a better friend. Stu and I can't be better guitar partners. I mean, I literally love the guy. I mean, it's like, and I know he loves me, and I have a great relation, and as far as Mike and Steve, and of course, and we're road tested, and the greatest singer, the greatest guy, Sean Peck. I mean, who could fucking break glass. I mean,
The greatest. I love it when you talk like that.
He could fucking break glass with his screams. I mean, it's like, I just it's a good band to be with. I mean, and it's good people, and when you're with good people, it's easy to succeed. It's easy to do your best. You know,
Right.
I'm back with everybody. I'm everyone's biggest fan in the band. So
I love the idea that you guys are only releasing 3 digitally and making people actually pick up the trophy and stand up for what they like, I mean, why is it so hard to buy a CD? People act like that's such a difficult thing. And
yeah,
I'm really appreciate that you guys are pushing for physical content.
I think people. I mean, I ask people, do you listen to CDs? He goes, I don't even have a CD player. I go, well, it's time to go buy one again. They're cheap. Go buy yourself a CD player and get some CDs and listen to them, and buy the physical copies from the bands, because we need your help. I mean, bands haven't been working, crews haven't been working. The way people can, this is another thing. Besides, selling product, you can help the music business. You can help young bands and all sorts of the music business by buying their merchandise. I mean, it's the only way you can help people now. So,
Well, there's more motivation too, knowing that the Friday the 13th of November, you're not going to be able to just go online and click a button and listen to the album for free.
right, and steal it.
It's not going to happen.
No,
You're going to look and go, oh, the Death Dealer's out today. Oh shit, is it coming in my mailbox from Amazon? Oh, here it is.
I was just going to say, guys, I couldn't agree more, because if there's a band that I like and I support, I'm going to buy the. Half the time they'll include digital tracks when you buy the hard copy. So why wouldn't I buy the hard copy?
And the other thing is that CD players are actually. I was listening to Eddie Trunk like a month ago. There's a ton of manufacturers, electronics companies. Their CD players are like being made again, and they're actually selling really well because people are on the physical medium part. But yeah, November 13th, Conquered Lands. Pre-order it now at deathdealermetal.com, deathdealermetal.com. And when you see all the stuff you get, our stuff is priced like really good. For what you get for the money, it's a better value than you're going to find on any Nuclear Blast site or Napalm Records. It's you won't believe what you get for the money.
Are you guys releasing any cassettes?
I think about every, I think one day we probably will put out a cassette. We have a really killer idea for the 4th Death Dealer album that's going to be another groundbreaking, innovative idea, which I can't reveal right now. But right now, thanks for having us. November 13th, Conquered Lands, deathdealermetal.com. And the record is a smasher. You're going to love it. It's got everything. It's fast and heavy. It's got vocals from hell, insane guitar leads, and the songs are just really good. It's really good metal songs.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more from what I've heard. And I want to thank you, Sean and Ross, for talking with us today. And we look forward to seeing you guys out there back on stage.